In the recent update, the engineer was rebalanced along with 3 other towers, but was it nerfed or buffed? Watch this video to find out. And just a heads up, the sentry's DPS wasn't changed, so I won't be mentioning them in the video. The DPS will include the engineers plus sentry's DPS, and let's dive into the video. Let's start off with level 0. The engineer's fire rate was buffed from 1.5 to 1.25, so it shoots 20% faster. However, its range was decreased from 14 to 12, and its central limit was decreased from 2 to only 1. This majorly nerfed the engineer's DPS from 7.82 to 4.34. Additionally, the engineer now has a larger dead zone range. Moving on to level 1, the engineer gets 2 more damage and its range is now 14 instead of 15, but since it only has 1 sentry cap, its DPS with the sentries was decreased from 10.42 to 5.93, which is also a massive nerf. At level 2, the engineer gets a smaller dead zone, which isn't a massive buff, and its range is now 1 less than it used to be. But since the sentry cap is still 1, the DPS with the sentries was decreased from 10.42 to 5.93, which is the same as level 1. At level 3, the engineer costs 150 more cash, so it's more expensive, and its damage has been increased from 8 to 10. However, the central limit is still 1, so its DPS was decreased from 21.86 to 15.7. At level 4, the engineer finally gets an increased sentry cap from 1 to 2, when old engineer's cap was 3 at this level. Its fire rate was decreased from 1.25 to 1 compared to the previous fire rate of 1.25, and has a range of 18, which is like the old engineer. Its total DPS with the sentries has been decreased from 38 to 30, which isn't a massive nerf compared to the previous levels. At level 5, the engineer gets additional 5 damage and can place up to 3 sentries, which is like level 5 before. Its DPS was increased from 163 to 178, which is not a very massive improvement. Finally, at max level, the engineer can still place 3 sentries, which is a downgrade from 4, but the engineer now deals 5 more damage and the war machine stats didn't change at all, so its total DPS decreases majorly from 454 to 359, which is a 95 DPS nerf. So is the engineer still better than the accelerator? The answer is no. If we calculate the cast efficiency of the accelerator and the engineer, the cast efficiency of a maxed engineer with 3 sentries is 137, and the accelerator's maxed cast efficiency is 200, which means that the accelerator is much better for its value at max even after its rebalance. But bear in mind that the cast efficiency of the accelerator doesn't include the recharging each 12 seconds. So in conclusion, the engineer was nerfed pretty hard in this update. The fire rate buff at early levels is nice, but it's not enough to offset the central limit nerf. I think the engineer is still a viable tower, but it's definitely not strong as it used to be. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and goodbye.